What is going on, YouTube? I hope you are having a great day. Today we're back with another gameplay breakdown video to help you win more games. We made one of these back during Season 7. It was well received, so I figured we would do something similar now for Season 8. This time we're featuring Revenant, last time we featured Wraith, but instead of a win, we're actually going to showcase a 12 kill, 3,400 damage loss that I had. That probably would have been 14 kills and about 4,000 damage if I won. Myself and my team really choked hard at the end of this game, and I figured I would show it off because there's a lot of stuff we could have done differently to win this game. We also had some great plays on the way during this game, which will be nice to cover, and we can talk a lot about the game sense, positioning, pushing, and a lot more. So let's jump right into it. So right off the bat, we are landing somewhere relatively hot. It's actually not too far into the dropship, but it's also not too early. And market for us is where we're going. It always works out pretty well to the point where there is a few teams to fight in market, but not a boatload where it's not manageable. Also, market usually has a decent amount of loot. You are going to notice here, I kind of scuffed my landing because I do see this person is ahead of me. So I accidentally missed the drop down into the hole. Luckily, they don't get a weapon right there in the corner, so I'm able to drop down, and then I am Revenant, so I climb up. I'm just trying to find a gun right now. The very first thing off spawn you should be doing is getting a weapon. Shields don't really matter if you don't have a gun. I'm pretty much going into panic mode now. I do find blue shields, which is great, but still no weapon. I'm now backing up, keeping up on the height. I do have the grenade in my hand, so I can't throw it. Maybe I'll get a lucky stick. I see a gold knockdown, so I go down and try to grab it. At this point, I'm like, I don't have a gun. I gotta find one, especially considering they're looting the other half of the building. I still don't find anything. It's pretty bad. I get lucky where my teammate actually marks an R301, which is crazy good. I love having this gun right off spawn. So now I'm feeling pretty good. I got a solid weapon and I have blue shields. And the fact that the enemy didn't push us yet tells me that they probably don't have the best loot either, or they are fighting another team. This guy comes in the side. My teammate pretty much instantly downs him. I finish him off because I get that free 100 damage boost to my damage counter for the game. I'm now looting him up just really quickly, just taking everything I can. I picked the wingman over the alternator since I do already have a light gun. We are now moving in towards the other team that just wiped that guy's partner. As I'm running in, I silence the other door to prevent them from leaving, or at least try to prevent them from leaving. I walk into this room, and this guy's actually behind the door, and I had no idea. I think he waited to shoot me till my teammate ran in. He completely chokes his shots. The Wraith I end up downing, and my teammate kills the other enemy, so this was a pretty easy cleanup. We got a little bit lucky. I definitely should not have lived here. I had no idea that Wraith was behind the door, and she could have easily lasered me in the back before I had any chance to react to it. So now we're doing pretty good. We're looting up this area. We've already been in market for a little while now, and there was enough people here to where everything probably has been looted. So we just loot these death boxes, and now we're going to start rotating towards salvage. After market, we pretty much always go salvage because usually there is another team over there. This time, though, it looks like a team landed just outside the buildings, and they are actually pushing to us. So we're going to hold it up here. We're going to see what they're doing. We're going to try to kill these guys. These guys actually don't do anything too well. Luckily, I am Revenant, so I do a quick climb to the building roof. This gives me a height advantage. This guy's trying to run away, and we had some pretty good wingman shots, and my teammate had the triple take. This guy pretty much had no chance. He should have went into the building if I was the enemy. I wouldn't have ran out in the open like that. This guy is definitely cracked out in loot. He had crazy good stuff. I'm surprised he didn't put up any sort of fight. Maybe he was just pretty scared since he didn't know where his teammate was. Or he was just trying to maybe get the banner from the guy I killed earlier and then run away. At this point, I'm doing pretty good for a loot. I got a wingman with a gold mag, and I have an R301 with a lot of attachments, but I am still looking for a light mag. I'm also just kind of analyzing how much my shields are. I have 200 to go to a purple, which isn't too bad already for being this early in the game. We are playing Revenant and Octane also, which means I am calling out to my teammate that I just got my Revenant ult, so that's something that we can use if we need to. Right at this moment, I heard someone across the zip line in salvage, so I waited for my teammate until he was ready before I ran across that zip line so we can make a coordinated push. These guys, though, are pretty much completely oblivious. They're actually on the crafter. I was waiting for my teammate to get up. He snipes them since he does have that sniper, and I put an arc star down there. This is really easy cleanup on these guys. These guys were completely clueless. My guess is either they didn't have headsets or their audio just wasn't working properly because they had no idea. So we easily down the one on the replicator, and then we just go up and team this guy. I'm hip firing at the close range. You'll notice how I'm not aiming down sights. I don't really need to aim down sight at that range. Hip firing for me is just way easier. You're going to be a little bit more consistent with hitting your shots, and it's way easier to aim when you are at that range with hip fire shots. At this point, this is when things just get absolutely crazy. This is Kings Canyon for you. We're about to have like a third, fourth, and fifth party come in. So now we are actually in a pretty bad spot. If you're ever over in these three sets of buildings and there's another team up top, you're in a pretty rough spot. There's really nowhere to go. We could try to take the zip line and run away, but we're probably going to get lasered in the back. We can't really run away here. I guess we could have launch padded out of here. but that's not really how we play. So we're going to take this fight. I have a good clip on the guy up top. I'm then moving in to kind of fight this Mirage. I missed a few wingman shots. If I hit those wingman shots, that Mirage would have been down, and that would have saved us a load of trouble later on, you'll see. That Mirage gets away. At this point, I'm just trying to get my health as high as possible. We know we have a guy up top who can focus us really easily, and then I'm not really sure where this Mirage went at the moment. I'm now seeing that there is Bangalore smoke, so I'm seeing that there is another team here at this point. Grenades are coming in. You're going to notice I quickly run around the side of the door so I don't take any damage from that frag grenade. And at this point, I'm really just trying to survive as long as possible, healing up to full health. The Horizon throws in the black hole. I don't panic. I'm not spraying all my shots at nothing. I'm waiting till I can see her so I don't waste my clip. This Horizon realizes she kind of messed up big time. So now I'm realizing also that I saw a Bangalore smoke, I saw a Mirage, and I saw a Horizon that we just wiped. So there's definitely multiple teams. Again, at this point, I am just shielding up as quick as possible. More health, the better. I'm not worried about that grenade because it is far enough away from me, so I don't need to run away like I did on the other one. At this point, I am now holding a thermite in my hand. I'm waiting for the guy to push up to the doorway. My teammate's actually going to go knocked. He probably over-peeked here. So I thermite the one door. This Mirage did the cardinal sin. He tried to finish my teammate off without really even knowing where I was. I have great hipfire shots on that Bangalore. At this point, I'm not really sure where the Mirage went. I was actually going to pop my ult down, use it, and run out to fight him. However, the Mirage pushed in, and he could have absolutely killed me right there if he hit a couple shots. Luckily, I had some great aim there, and I was able to overpower him with my wingman shots, so we got really lucky here. You're going to notice here, we've now been in this little building for like 3 minutes or so, fighting all these teams. And throughout all this, there's a few things that you guys should definitely keep aware of. I'm healing as much as possible. Even little shield cell heals, a little bit at a time, does a world of difference here. If I didn't avoid that grenade early on, or if I didn't shield up the little 25 shields at a time, I probably wouldn't have lived through there. I was definitely low health at the end of all those fights. At this point, we're just looting up and we're gonna get ready to rotate out of here. You also notice that I dropped the purple armor and then take the other purple armor because it was closer to leveling up to max. And I had a lot of healing and shields at this point, so I wasn't really worried about wasting some shields. I also find an ultimate accelerant along the way, so I pop that as well so I can have my ultimate in probably just like about a minute from using it. And again, we are just looting up, getting ready to move on. I am pretty much set for this game. I have my optimal loadout. The only thing I am really missing at this point are a few batteries, but other than that, I'm pretty much completely loaded and ready to slay out this lobby. Now that this first zone has finished, we see where the second zone is going to be going, so we know that we have to rotate out of here. We have to go all the way east, back kind of where we came from. So this does mean there was a little lull of where we didn't have any fights. However, we know pretty well that there's going to be a fight in the middle of Kings Canyon, pretty much right where we're rotating to. But until then, we are still just kind of looting up, and then we are going to rotate out of here. On this day, we were lucky and fortunate enough that the purple light magazine was on the crafter. Plus, obviously, we had lots of crafting points, so I made the light mag and a few batteries. So I am, again, pretty much completely stacked. The only thing I would rather have at this point maybe would be a couple more batteries and drop a couple shield cell stacks. But other than this, I am pretty much set to go. Honestly, we probably spent a little too much time looting up there. If you want to go for higher kill games, we probably could have skipped looting some of the boxes, just kind of made the magazine and the batteries and then left. But we're not pro players by any means, so we're just trying to have a good time and make sure we're completely ready for the next engagement and having multiple teams fight at the end. So we know that we landed market and we cleared out salvage, so we feel pretty good at this point that there's probably no one else in market at the moment, especially considering where the circle ran. But as soon as we run up to the corner, we see another team looting up and they don't even know that we're here. I end up lasering this one player down about 100, cracked him. We get scanned so they can see where we are. You'll notice how I'm not really pushing up at this point because I am scanned, so I wait for that scan to go away. Then I run back and pop my death totem. And we're a Revenant Octane, so we pretty much have a god combo in terms of being able to get into there really quick. That jump right there would have been crucial. If I got into the building, that could have actually been pretty bad because this Wraith was on the roof. This Revenant ultimate might not have done anything. So I hit the jump pad and I go back right away because I'm feeling pretty good about this fight. My teammate goes back. As I show up, I down the Wraith with a hipfire shot. Then I do a quick massive swap and I managed to hit the Bloodhound for about 170 to finish him off. This could have been pretty risky. I could have either healed up my health to full before going back, or I could have waited for my teammate before I went back. However, I was feeling pretty good about my shots this game. I already had 6 kills. I'm trying to get a big game in, so I do push up and I am able to 1v2 these last 2 guys. My teammate also called out during there that he pretty much didn't do any damage to them, so that is also some information that I had where I know how much we're going to have to do to them. I know that we have to do a lot. You'll see here I drop the red armor, and then I pick up a purple, and then I swap back to my red armor. I'm really just putting that purple on the ground in case we do get third-partied by another team. Again, this is Kings Canyon. I am expecting a third team pretty much always to come in after a fight, and that is definitely something you should be aware of when you are taking fights and after finishing fights. So we're moving on. We actually see a team on the right, and my teammate starts sniping at them, and this team comes out of the left from nowhere. We should have been more aware of this, though, because the zone is shrinking, and we should have known that there might have been a team coming through this central cave. But we managed to kill these guys pretty easily. We both had some good shots on them. We did some good team shooting, and we killed them pretty quick. So what we're doing here is we are definitely splitting up a little bit. My teammate has a sniper, so he's going to support me from up top. I'm actually moving in to completely stop them from rotating out of the storm and to stop them from really just getting any good shots on us. And I'm trying to get the superior position. I throw a terrible grenade. I see these guys are healing behind the rock and they know I'm here. I'm showing presence right now. They drop the heat shield with signals to me that they are a little bit in a tough spot. They drop the Gibby ult, but it pretty much does nothing. I'm able to run outside and back of it. I'm waiting for the Gibby ult to run away here, and then I'm going to move up onto this rock, and I'm going to have a super good head glitch to get some really easy shots on them as they try to run out. Then they're pretty much forced to run out of here. It is zone 3. They are taking a fair amount of damage, although they probably could have healed in it a little bit longer. And at this point, I mean, they're pretty much screwed. They have nothing they can do, and we just killed them really easily. So really the big takeaway here is the insane positioning that you can get in this game. I mean, we had just incredible positioning on these guys. If that team was rotating about 30 seconds sooner, they would have been in a super good spot. They probably would have been on this building I'm about to run up to, and then we would have been in a very, very bad spot. We would have been in a ravine or on the other side of the ravine, completely open with nowhere to go. So definitely keep this in mind. You don't want to be stuck in the storm with a late rotation. I now walk up to this building. I see there's actually someone holding my teammate in from across the valley, so I'm kind of just providing a little bit of presence, letting him know I'm here. I do a couple shots on him. At this point, I don't really know how many people it is. I think it might just be one guy, but I also am not quite sure. We're actually just going to rotate up the hill here so we can get good positioning. We don't want to end up like that team that just ran late out of the storm, especially now that it's going to be zone 3. We're going to be taking massive damage. So we're definitely playing for the end game. I mean, if we were really going to slay out the entire lobby, we might have pushed that single guy or that duo team. But we're playing it safe here because we do have a pretty solid game going here and we don't want to waste it. You'll notice I looked down the hill there. I'm just trying to see if I can find whoever that person was or that team. I'm not able to find him, so we are moving on. So we're definitely looking around here to see where they are. We're making sure no one's up on the wall that we were about to jump pad up onto. We don't see them, so we jump pad up onto the wall to get ultimate height here. We are in a pretty good spot now. So we have great positioning here. We have height. We are not really sure where the zone is going to go. We are actually in center zone. We know that there's 2 teams left, and one team just pinged the map rune. So that means it's probably the map room team and then that solo or the duo team that was fighting us on the side of the mountain before. So now we have some decent knowledge as to where everyone is in the game. We know someone's probably coming up behind us underneath, and then we got the team in the map room. I'm telling my teammate to drop a launch pad so we can just move over towards the end of the circle a little bit. We can get a little bit closer rotation. Also at this point, I'm just trying to think about how we can approach these final engagements. I know that we have height here. I know we're Octane and we're Revenant, so we can do a pretty good play. We could pretty much get anywhere here from up top here. I'm noticing also that this care package just came down to the ground and it was already looted by someone. I'm pretty sure at this point I'm realizing it's that solo duo team that was on the side of the mountain. We are going to soon learn that that solo or duo team that we are unaware of how many people, it is actually a solo player. And we can see him here. He's actually rotating in. It's a Pathfinder. He rotates into the building. There's no way he should have ever gotten to the building. That team that was on top of map room should have definitely been able to hold him out, but he did get down there. And this is where it's kind of starting to unwind for us. We make a pretty bad play. I'm realizing we have about 40 seconds till the zone ends, and I'm saying, why don't we do a launch pad Revenant push since we do have a little bit of time, so we do it. At this point, we can pretty much get all the way over, and our goal here is really to take out one of the enemies on the duo team. The big thing here to notice is how far we are pushing. We didn't realize these guys pushed all the way into the back, which was terrible. This means we have to push really quick. We can't do much. I do pretty much nothing here. I do get sent back though, which is good. At this point, my teammate is taking a little bit too long to get sent back, and he actually runs out of the death totem timer. And he's so far away from me that even if I started to go back, there was nothing I could do for him. And this was the big mistake we made. There's no way that he should have got down. He needed to be a little bit more aggressive. Just push them no matter what. Even if you have to reload, even if you have no ammo, you need to push them and make sure that you get sent back. We would have won this game 100% if he didn't get knocked and killed right there. So now I'm realizing it's a duo team in the back corner, and then it's a solo Pathfinder inside the room under me. I'm armor swapping here just to get like an extra armor on the ground. I'm trying to kind of farm that purple armor. I want to see where they are first though. And you're going to notice here a very unfortunate timing of events where I drop my red armor, and it's actually a Loba who picks up the red armor instantly. This could have been very bad for me. I'm not really quite sure what armor she had before. She probably had purple. I'm really just trying to gain some knowledge also at this point. I also know that I can't really push that duo team because there is the solo Pathfinder on the right. He's on the door under the glass, so I can see him there. And at this point, I'm pretty upset about it. I mean, we were having a great game, and now I'm in a 1-on-2-on-1 scenario, which is terrible. So I move up to kind of shoot that enemy team that is over in the corner, and that Pathfinder that's in the room doesn't really realize that I'm completely aware of what he's doing. So he moves up onto me right here. He doesn't think that I noticed what he's doing. He could have killed me definitely, but I had an extremely good clip and magazine on him. I kill him pretty much right away. At this point, I armor swap because I'm not really sure what the other team is going to do. And I heal up to full. And again, so my teammate kind of choked it before, and I'm about to choke it big time. You'll notice I said we're going to have a 3,400 damage game here, and I'm at 2,400 right now. So I just struggled really hard here at the end of the game with fighting these guys in the open. I just could not hit all my shots. I missed a lot of shots here, which was definitely on me. I should have been able to kill them. These guys definitely are not too good of players. They just have crazy good positioning compared to where I am, and there's two of them. I get even more frustrated here because they get me down to like 20 health a few times, and they could have easily just pushed me and finished me, but they didn't, which is definitely giving me signals that they aren't the greatest players. They're standing in the open shooting at me. The Bloodhound is actually in the middle of the street shooting at me, which again tells me that they aren't the greatest player. I just could not hit my shots right now. I think I was just so tilted from the earlier engagement that I just could not focus here. And this really goes to show you that you need to have a calm mind and a clear mind so you are hitting your shots. But at the end of the day, what forced us to lose the game right here isn't necessarily my bad shots right here. It's really the fact that we made a one bad play with the Revenant ult in the totem, and that kind of made us suffer for it. Another thing that I could have done that maybe would have helped a little bit is made more batteries or picked up more batteries. I honestly thought I had enough shields at to that point where I wouldn't need any more, but I definitely ran out of batteries, which could have helped. I actually had an opportunity to kill them again at the end, and I eventually ended up choking it again, healing up with shield cells. If I had a bat here, I might have been able to do a little bit more when they do push up. But because I do not have that battery, I am forced to only get 25 to 50 health at a time instead of 125. Right here, I'm having a hard time focusing which enemy to shoot. I hit the Bloodhound right there, 210. He was one bullet to dying. Again, if I had a bat, I definitely would have been able to push this guy. The Bloodhound gets away from me. I'm not able to do anything about it. Again, I try to kill the Loba now. I'm only 30 health or so. And then the Bloodhound comes back up and finishes me. So I did do a lot of damage to these guys. It just wasn't enough. Again, we had solid positioning, honestly, but we got outnumbered 1-2. And at the end of the day, the biggest problem with this game for me is that I missed so much shots at the end of this match. So there we have it. A great match followed up with one bad play. We had a good game though. It was a 17 kill squad game with almost 5,000 damage. It was a solid game all around. It was a good time. I hope you guys learned something from this. Just realize one bad play, one bad positional play can force you to lose the game. There's a few things I could have done differently here. We could have made a better Revenant ultimate push. We should have got a little bit closer. I should have had a few more batteries. I might have been able to get that Bloodhound at the end. And at the end of the day, I just missed too many shots on them. I did 1,000 damage to them at the end of that match without killing anyone. And that's why we lost the game right there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that like button. If you guys want to see any of this live, we always stream on Twitch. That is when I am recording this footage. So stop on over there. I would love to chat with you. And I appreciate the support as of late. Peace out, everyone.